So I keep hearing you saying that the role of software developer may go, but the role of software engineer will never go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would like you to give 1 or 2 examples on how a techie's skills comes in, even if he or she writes code through it. I mean, what are the skills that differentiates the quality of a software engineer?
Good thing. So in my early career also, I used to always have this question, right? So some companies actually give you the designation of a software developer, but if you go to like product-based tech companies, they give you software engineer, right? So the engineer term itself says that you are a builder, right? You cannot build things if you cannot you cannot like see things into the future. Right? So builder has to build things, imagining a lot of things. So developer is like, as I said, now developers are like, even I generate 80-90% code which is like AI written, but that's development. Right. So earlier the way I was mentioning, right? So when something goes wrong, your AI models won't know what your infrastructure is. They may know what particular file has, or there is a bug that can be fixed. But when it comes to the entire ecosystem, right, that is where the AI is still, I would say, not to the mark. So engineers cannot be replaced. Developers can be replaced, because engineering is all about thinking. It's about the thought process. Your AI is trained on things which have already been built. Your AI model, again, we talk about AGI and all, but I think we are still far away from that. So the way engineer thinks, the way someone orchestrates, all those aspects has to be taken care of. So an engineer will never be replaced. Of course, as I said, like the landscape is changing, and even I see, like, if earlier 5 developers in my team used to do a work, now I alone can do it. So engineers have to adapt. Developers, I don't know, but I think going forward, everyone should be an engineer.
Right.
It's not just about writing code, but it's about the thought process. It's about building things. It's about envisioning what happens if you scale to millions of users. What happens if let's say one of my particular model in my platform is not working? Do I have a fallback?
If there is a regression in any of the models.
Yeah. How can my user remain unaffected? Right? So those things are still, I would say, you cannot automate those things. And since you talked about QA also, again, this is unpopular opinion, I would say. We have spoken a lot about AI automation, but I still see there is no substitute to manual QA. Right? So there has to be human eyes. You can automate a lot of things, but still you need someone to review things also. Where I still see a very important role for manual QA engineers. Because as I said, it's again about the thinking, how an experienced QA engineer thinks, because their thinking is about breaking systems. So you can put all guardrails and everything, but still I would say that quality can only be ensured when there is someone doing a manual testing. Maybe many people won't agree to this. I have seen this, like I've been hearing, I mean, I'm sure you also know that if I go back 10-15 years ago, people said that there will be no QA engineers required. But now the things are coming back. There has to be QA.
So in terms of code, AI has still automated a lot. Definitely guardrails and your thinking and your root cause analysis style of thinking is needed. But you feel QA is still something, at least in the immediate future, the manual component will still remain.
Yeah.
So again,